Regis, firstly, you touched on it on Tuesday ahead of the Luton game that in France you've only got 34 games. You've now seen 11, arguably 12 if you count Preston in the League Cup, 12 teams in the Championship. How would you equate the standard of the Championship compared to the top flight in France? I mean, are there similarities? Do you feel you've learned quite a lot here from the English Championship?
It's a long question. I think the Championship is very competitive, first of all, and with many different style of play. So, for example, the gap between Luton and Hull, for example, was huge, and it was very interesting for our team to face with this so different kind of style of play. And for me, it's very interesting to discover new style of play, new stadiums, new atmosphere, and I repeat, it's a very competitive championship, really, very competitive league.
And you were clearly pleased with the way in which you dealt with Luton's approach, which is probably the first time this season you've come across a team as physical, as sort of direct as Luton are.
Yes, this is very unique, and they are very efficient in that kind of play, direct with it's like they can attract the ball in the air with it was so easy for them, and we changed our shape in the middle of the first half to contain their strength, especially after the first contact, because they won many first contact. Even if we are good and efficient, I think it was a good idea, and we needed to mix tactical cleverness, but like a warrior mindset as well. So I think that that kind of game is very important for us, because for such young team, being able to face and to cope with that kind of game, it's a good sign for us, really. Yeah.
You played Alan Brown on Wednesday night. I think we all expected you to do that, but I think most of us expected you to play Roberts and not Rigg. What was your thinking in taking Patrick out of that particular game?
Well, it's still a feeling that we can have as a staff and with the players as well, because we share many information, and we thought that in that kind of atmosphere, Riggy was able to be competitive, and for Patrick, because he's a very smart player, and when he came onto the pitch at the end, it was very useful. And we have another game 3 days later. So if we can use all our strength and to manage the team to be efficient in front of many different experiences, I think it's good for us. Yeah.
That sort of suggests that Patrick is back in tomorrow.
We'll see. I don't know at the minute.
One other upshot of the game the other night was you've got 2 more players now on 4 yellow cards. I mean, Trey has done remarkably well to go, I think, 5 games now without picking up the 5th card. But with 3 players on 4 yellows, the jeopardy is increased, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. It's still a balance, because we wanted to face with the aggressiveness of the game, and the edge, the limit is still subtle. So I'm confident now with the ability of other players around the core of the team to be involved, and we are working a lot on this idea, and I think the players are doing well, especially this morning, for example, after the first part of the session, 10 players maintain their training session with high intensity, with a high involvement, because they know that they will be involved later. So the core of the group is doing well, and 5, 6, 7 players around the team so far are ready to play. So for me, it's not a problem.
It it's a quick turnaround from Wednesday night. I mean, not just because it's Wednesday night, there's the travel issue as well, you know, getting home early in the morning on Thursday. I mean, how do the players look? I mean, do you get any sense of fatigue or this week?
They are tired. No problem, they are tired, but 48 hours after the game is still the lowest point of the recovery. So for me, they will be okay tomorrow, no problem. Yeah.
And is it important that you start quickly, you start well against Oxford?
Yes, if we can implement our dynamic very early in the game instead of reacting of different events, it's still better. We want to be proactive, and I think we can be proactive. We were proactive so far because we started. I think I don't remember specifically one game where we were far from our level. Maybe the 10 first minute of Derby probably is the only one. But for the others, we were ready to compete. And then during a game, you know that you can struggle because of the defense, because we don't score, so many things. But being proactive is still a good idea, and I think we will be proactive tomorrow, yeah.
And you said yourself, there are no easy games in this division. They're all tough teams to play. Oxford, they've drawn their last 5 games, which suggests they are a very difficult team to break down.
Absolutely, they are very balanced, and it's difficult to find solutions to create opportunities against this kind of team. So it will be another tough game because the challenge is always to repeat a new experience and learning from the previous. But you know that the new game to come is different, with a different scenario, different style of play, different players, different threats, different weaknesses as well. So at the minute we are doing well, but consistency means repeating with a new experience and new challenges. Yeah.
And just one housekeeping, we talked about Mayenda and Ballard possibly being available tomorrow. Is that still doubtful?
Both won't be available tomorrow. We don't want to take risk with Eliza, especially. He could be ready if needed, but because of the risk of re-injury, we don't want to take that kind of risk. So we'll wait 1 week more.
And you've got the luxury now because Aaron Connolly's coming in, and Isidore, you've got that balance.
Absolutely.
And anybody else, everything okay from Wednesday night? Because it was a physical game.
The minute, no, everyone is available. Yeah.
Regis, bonjour. Nick was saying, obviously, Oxford are a tough side. They have drawn the last 5 games. How, with the resources you've got, do you exploit that? How do you get a win?
We'll see. The games are always unpredictable, but I think our main strength is the idea we are developing from the beginning of the season. So we have many strengths in possession, out of possession. We have a balanced team, and if we can keep our identity, express our resources, the talent players we have, the team that we are building, it's the main idea. So in the game, you never know before what will be exactly the opportunities we can find, but if you can build around your strength and your confidence as well, you know that you can find opportunities during the game. So in that kind of game, the third of the week, during the momentum, the positive momentum, you need to, I can say, kill the game when it's possible. It's always very important.
Luton were obviously a very physical side the other day. What are you expecting from Oxford?
It's probably, if we face with Hull, then Luton, we are in the middle, because they are very balanced. They can play short, they can play long, they can play in behind. They are organized out of possession, so it's a balanced team, different style of play with individualities as well. So it's a balanced team, not very not in the opposite of the range, I can say like that, but an interesting team. Yeah.
Regis, how do you reflect on Wednesday's game? Because it's a game where you've not had a lot of control over the ball, but at the same time you sort of weren't in a really sense of the word. So yeah, how do you reflect on that?
We started in a 4-4-2 shape, and we expected to press like that. After 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it was clear that this pressure wasn't efficient enough, so it was easy for them to play this kind of direct play. So we changed the shape in a 5-4-1 with Dan Neil dropped into the centre backs, and it wasn't so efficient during the 20 minutes after, but during the half time we fixed the different problem, and we shared the idea clearly with the players, and I think the second half was much better in that part of the game, and it was very important as well to play in behind against this kind of man-for-man marking. So we changed 2 or 3 details about the movement of eights and wingers to attract their players and to play with Wilson in behind. And both adjustments were very useful for the second half. And I think our PPDA was lower and our possession was better during the second half, so we had much control. And of course we struggled against free kicks, corner kicks and so on, because they are so powerful in that kind of phases. But I think we reversed the balance of power, and it wasn't a surprise for me that we scored twice during this second half. Yeah.
And so having watched a game like that, and having watched this team all season now, and the way they're sort of developing, the way they're playing, do you think there's a real spirit of togetherness in this group now?
Discussing on this kind of experience shows that they are linked. They want to win together, because it's not only a tactical side. It's the power of the team, the way that everyone is fighting, the togetherness they applied on the pitch, really, because it was a tough experience. So it's a good experience. But as I say always. It's only 11 games, and now it's a new experience. It's so long, 35 to come. So the main idea is to build on these positive experiences, because we won 8 out 11, so it's many positive experiences. But we know that the difference between a win and a defeat is so subtle, just a question of details, really. So at the minute we are not so dominant. We are always in the balance. Sometimes it's positive, mainly positive, but we need to improve our game. Yeah.
You say it's only 11 games, but how long will it be until you yourself believe that this side is capable of promotion?
The promotion, I think, should be around 90 points, 92, 88, I don't know. So we have 25 at the minute, so you can assess the gap is so huge. Yeah.
Thank you. Come on, please.